Hey, and welcome to NUFC Talk. Grab a beer, relax. We've got some Newcastle football to talk about, mate.
Don't know about relax,
mate. Well, we can get wound up about the 5-1 if you want.
Yeah.
It's in a half. I don't want to say half, but a lot of Newcastle fans seem to have lost their head over one result.
Yeah.
Calling for Eddie's head.
Meltdown.
Complete utter meltdown. But
that's only because you're judging that on Twitter. You're judging Newcastle fans as a whole on Twitter, and that's mayhem sometimes on Twitter.
Yeah, that is who let the idiots out of your sound type of stuff. Yeah. But no, we're here. We've got a great show lined up for you. We've got we'll quickly glance over the Tottenham game. We're going to look ahead to the Wolves. But we've got a few beers, we've got some banter, and we're going to talk about some stats, and we've got a little quiz to kick off.
Ugh.
So,
Ugh.
Here you go. Let's see if you can beat my friend Jan. I thought nobody really wants to dive into the Tottenham game just yet, so Yanis, here we go.
Right, come on then. Quiz time.
It's multiple choice for you, mate, so you can't embarrass yourself too much, okay?
My podcast quiz past is pretty shady.
Yeah, so we do another podcast which is called Premier League One called FC. Jan's record on there wasn't the best, but this is a little bit easier for me. So what I've done is I've got current Newcastle player versus all Newcastle player on who has got the most appearances.
Okay.
So it's not too tricky.
Okay, appearances.
So let us know in the comments below how many of these have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players. How many did you get right, and you can see how you compete and go against our friend Jan here. And if you want to get us any individually on Twitter, mine is Glen, GLEN_NUFC. And you are
Yanis, NUFC.
So come and say hi to us on Twitter as well and let us know how many you beat Yanis by.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with some centre-half captaincy, mate.
Here we go then.
So, who played the most games for Newcastle between Lascelles and Colaccini?
I think that will be Colaccini a season, then went down, played a season, then came up, played 2, 3. I'm going to say...
You think about this?
I'm going to say Colaccini.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm thinking
Final answer.
Colaccini.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can reveal that Lascelles has currently played 190 times for Newcastle.
Pretty good, that.
Colaccini played 248.
So cool though.
Victory lap.
Jan. I want curly hair too.
Yeah. Jan, 1 from 1.
Yeah.
Solid start. Next one. We've got Ben Arthur.
Yeah.
Versus Miggy.
I know you should have played more games.
Yeah, so Ben Arthur or Miggy. I almost read out the Ben Arthur played this many games, or Miggy playing this many. Who played the most? So you said Ben Arthur, that right?
I think it's got to be Ben Arthur, man. Has to be.
Okay, so I can reveal Ben Arthur played 76 times.
Oh, is that it?
And Miggy is on 102.
Wow.
So you're 1-1, mate. 1-1.
Jeez, oh man. That's Ben Arthur should have played more games than that, shouldn't he?
Should have.
I mean, Pardew, man, get him played.
So third one, you got a choice of.
Right.
We're going up top.
Okay.
We're going up top. So we've got Demba Ba or Callum Wilson. Two forwards who both should have played more games for various reasons.
Yeah. Demba Ba. I think so. Just injuries of Callum Wilson.
So Demba Ba, 54 games, 29 goals as well.
Yes, good record.
Callum Wilson, 41.
Yeah,
18 goals.
That's just riddled with injuries, isn't he?
Yeah, so 2-1. Good job, mate. Here we go. And we are going. Do you want to go out on the wing again, or do you want to go in sticks?
Let's leave goalkeeper last.
Okay, so this is multiple choice, 1 of 3, mate.
1 of 3? Oh.
1 of 3.
Okay.
So you've got
Yeah.
St. Maximin.
Yeah.
Tino Asprilla.
Right.
Or David Ginola. Who played the most games for Newcastle out of them 3? St Maximin, Asprilla, or David Ginola?
I think Ginola was sold, wasn't he? Was he not sold in '96? So he wouldn't have had many seasons. Saying this is season 3 in that saying, but he didn't play for a chunk of his second season. I'm gonna say Tino.
So I can reveal. I was surprised by these numbers. One has 48, one has 58, and one has 78. I can reveal Tino played the least.
Really?
So he played 48.
Did Ginola play the most?
58. St Maximin 78.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I need the goalkeepers.
So you're 2-2, mate.
Right, come on.
2-2. Decider. We've got Newcastle.
Tim Krul or Freddie Woodman. Right.
Neither. Dubravka.
Yeah.
Against Stephen Harper.
Oh, Harper was there for ages, but he only really had one season where he was actual first choice.
Was that the championship one?
Aye, and pretty sure he was honking it and all. But surely accumulation of just like chipping in for giving in that and cup games. It's just Premier League, is it?
I've gone on for the
just appearances.
Appearances, yeah.
All right, has to be Harper, surely. Then again, Dubravka's been there for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it his 5th season now?
I don't know the answer.
It'll be his 5th because he's played all of Bruce's and 2 of Dubravka.
Dubravka?
Yeah, Dubravka.
So I can reveal one has done 107 and one has done 157.
It must be Steve Harper then, but I'm still sticking my guns. Dubravka, doing it. Dubravka. He must have. If Miggy's played 102 times, Dubravka must have played more times than Miggy. Which is already
both of them numbers were more than Miggy's.
He was 107. Yeah, but it must have been a lot more than Miggy.
Dubravka 107, Stephen Harper 157, 2-3.
And my shameful scores in the quizzes that we do continues.
2-3.
And it started so well.
Well, I thought we'd start off with a little bit of light-hearted fun because we're going to have to get into to the Newcastle or Tottenham 5, Newcastle 1, mate.
Yeah.
When Harry Kane and Son decided to turn it on, they can blow most teams away. And Newcastle were just a victim of them to turn it on, plus some bad defending as well. But let's start off with the first half.
Can we start off with formation first?
Go on, yeah.
I thought, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I thought we were going to line up similar to how we did against Chelsea.
3 centre-halves.
Yeah, 3 centre-halves and 2 wing-backs, yeah. And because we matched Chelsea playing that system.
Yeah.
And I was surprised that we went with 4 at the back, because I think with 3 at the back, although it does give you space out wide in terms of Kulusevski and Son can run into those like wide channels, it also it does allow, it means one centre-half can go in with Harry Kane. Because we lined up and matched Chelsea in the same formation, went basically toe to toe with them in their formation. I was quite surprised that we didn't. I'm not saying it was right. I mean, obviously, it's easy to say now it was kind of wrong, but because we got battered 5-1. But I'm not saying it would have been different if we played that formation. But I was a little surprised that we didn't. I don't know. Were you surprised or were you?
I never thought from that point of view. Yeah, because I suppose with the Chelsea game we went there a lot more reserved, and I don't know.
We say that when we press, we go high. I mean, you can't go. Can you go as high against Spurs? I don't know, because if you leave the space in behind us, we get punished off the likes of Kane and so on.
Because Kane just loves that ball, anywhere around the halfway line now.
He does.
Feels like his passing's improved.
Yeah, he feels he's becoming sort of almost De Bruyne-esque. Like those 3 balls are like genuinely like up there, like.
It reminds me a bit of like, when Rooney used to start dropping deep and pick up the ball in that area and carry it and launch it over the top, like, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. He's like, I don't think he's technically quite as good as Rooney was. Rooney was like unbelievable, but he's. If you were to put a ball into the hole with runners in behind, who would you pick over Kane for to swivel on it and put somebody in? Like, who would you mean? Maybe De Bruyne in the Premier League. Is that probably about it?
Kane's passing has been phenomenal.
As good as there's arguably nobody else is good at putting those through balls through.
Yeah, when them two players were on point, they're almost unplayable. Like you saw them against City.
Yeah.
And yeah, so.
But formation wise, you think you were happy to see 4 at the back? Yeah. Were you not concerned at all that we make it?
Nah, and maybe this is all of us as Newcastle fans. We maybe went there a bit too optimistic, going to the first break when we had the warm weather camp.
Yeah.
Where they went away, and that was obviously really good for us. It helped us go on that run which we went on. I think maybe a lot of us as fans were maybe expecting the same. The guys go away, get some sun, come back and get a bunch of good results. But looked like a lot of the lads are still on holiday.
Yeah. There was some poor performances and poor goals, I guess, to concede. That was probably overall
Let's go through, because I think we're going to jump the second half there. So start of the first half, Tottenham did have a lot of possession. First 20 minutes they were 80% possession.
Yeah.
Willick had a good chance to put us one up.
Yeah.
I thought St Maximin looked pretty lively. Benton Carr obviously got told to put some challenges on him to let him know that he was caught and let him know he was there.
Yeah, I think they were playing kick roulette at one point, weren't they? Because everyone had a bit of a dig, didn't they, at some point?
You know that it was in the first 5 minutes where he tackled him and left his arm in there?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's because I'm an advocate of a little bit old school where a bit of football should be a contact sport, but he's left his arm on him there.
And it's funny who by the end of the game walks away with the booking is St Maximin.
Yeah.
And Bentancur, who definitely leaves a little bit on him, is...
Because that Bentancur, who got pushed over by Joe Linton.
Absolutely thrown to the ground by Joe Linton.
That just screams the whole top 6 thing again, where if a Newcastle player left the arm on him, that would be yellow, maybe red. The headbutt situation where I think Bentancur goes to push him with his head, which it's not a headbutt, he goes to push him with his head.
But there's enough in that. There's enough in that these days. I mean,
Royal pushes St Maximin as Joy Linton launches Bentancur, but Joy Linton gets the yellow card and Royal doesn't for both doing pushes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Emerson Royal should get a booking every time he steps on the pitch for being absolutely woeful, but
so woefully still managed to score.
I know.
So anyway, let's jump to the free kick. The best looking free kick taker in the Premier League
since Johan Cabaye.
Yeah.
Since the dreamboat himself.
Did you see him taking this free kick?
Nah, not when
I know, actually you watched him take it. But
yeah. No, I didn't. I closed my eyes the whole time.
I think a lot of people expected
Shelby
my target. Because they were the two that lined up for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I expected.
Why didn't Shelby line up? I couldn't understand why Shelby didn't take it. I mean, I wasn't complaining when I do absolutely I said it before on another podcast. Lloris is woefully past it now.
Yeah.
That is a shocker. That, by the way.
Yeah.
He's so bad. That Premier League standard. That's awful. That.
Yeah, he should. That goal should.
It's got to be saved.
No right to score that goal. But one thing with VAR here, did you see how the VAR was replayed to look at Chris Wood handballing it?
No, I didn't notice that. So I was watching it whilst with my 2 kids.
So there was Wood and was it Joe Linton forming the
yeah. So I.
And they obviously parted, and that's where the ball went through. And they checked over and over again to see if Chris Wood's hand had touched the ball. I just think VAR's looking for reasons for goals just not to happen now.
I think my issue with VAR is the cursory nature of some of the checks, i.e. the Murphy foul at Chelsea. The cursory glance to be no, that's fine. They'll repeatedly as if they're desperate to see some decision to be are you sure this could be? Is this maybe? Does he touch him there? Because I reckon that could be a foul.
Because I thought if they check VAR that often to see if his hand had touched the ball for the goal, how did no one check VAR over and over again to see Royal headbutt St Maximin for Bentancur to leave his arm on Maxi as well. Like, why wasn't VAR over and over again? But it just screams this top six
Another big
conspiracy.
six, innit?
Then Tottenham go up in perfect response, score within a couple of minutes.
I think it's sort of switching off from the second ball, but I think he may be a bit harsh in Newcastle, and that I just think it's pop back out with Son, good first touch.
It's called the second phase now.
Oh yeah, sorry.
That's what it's getting called now. We've got to keep up with the times. The second ball coming back in now is called the second phase.
Is that? But that's not a transition.
Is it transition from the first phase to the second phase on the offense?
Yeah.
On the ball coming in.
But it's just a brilliant cross.
Yeah.
Flat, pace, whip. Like anybody gets anything on that, it's in the net, and yeah, it ends up being a pretty straightforward header for Davies. And then I think when going in at 1-1 versus going in at 1-0 up is obviously a goal difference. But
yeah.
but I think the psychological effect could even be a 2-goal difference. But you know what I mean? Like, I think if Newcastle have getting to half time and came out second half, having something to kind of sort of hang on to. Not like we were behind in the game, of course, but I just think that the momentum had swung back.
Yeah.
After probably maybe taking the lead against the run of play in what was a fairly evenish game, but
I think going at half time, it being a draw, whether it be 0-0 or whether it be 1-1, was probably the fair result then. I think we had to come out for the second half, try and control the game, because especially losing the conceding just before for the half time whistle. But then to come and concede with, what was it, 47 minute or 48 minute, like...
Yeah.
I know it's easy to say, no, you never want your team to concede straight off the bounce, but we definitely didn't need that to happen, and the next 15 minutes was borderline joke defending, like everything which Newcastle's...
It was chaotic, wasn't it?
Yeah. Bonkers, like players being pulled out of position, and two players which we've sang praises of, like Matty Target and Dan Burn, like it was just carnage. So if we go over the first one, Doherty, the back post, and I think Match of the Day did a great piece on this, where it showed you Fraser tracking back in the first half, and the second half it just didn't exist, and Manquillo lost his man. Like, yeah, I suppose it's a bit hard to defend when he's coming on your blind side a little bit, but you've got to be aware and get something on it, even if you risk putting in your net, but you've got to try and get something on it, I feel, whereas...
No, I agree, but I love to be too harsh on Manquillo, because he's rarely... I don't think he rarely lets Newcastle down one-on-ones, or he can rarely say, oh, there's Manquillo again at fault for that one. So he just gets done the blind side by somebody getting in front of him. It's just...
But we could say that for every one of the goals.
No, that's true. Well, no, because one of the goals, it's just horrific. Like,
there's that many of them. Is this the one where Charles launches the ball across field and he's almost going for like this wonder pass to Maxi? Is that the start of the second one or the third one?
That's the second one, isn't it? Because this, the one with Doherty coming in at the back post is the one with the Kulusevski run off Kane.
Yeah.
No, that's a Son goal. So that's a Son. Oh,
see, there's that many goals of Tottenham pulling us apart.
That was the one I think was the worst one, because that was the ball into. It was that the third one. The
third one was Kane to Son, and this is where Burn was still getting off the plane, where he was massively out of position.
Was that the one where it was that? I'm not even taking the mic now. I'm actually genuinely asking. Was that the one? Kane, so into Kane's feet, Kane turn into Kulusevski crossed to Son. That one, I mean,
Son, he had time to boil a kettle, make a cup of tea, and then take his shot. It's like, where was everybody?
I know, that was when I was like, oh yeah, they're still in Dubai, them, like.
Yeah, but that one was scary. And then we made another can.
No.
Well, we made a couple of substitutions. Manquillo and Joe Linton came off, Bruno came on, Murphy came on. Didn't really make that much of a difference. I think the game was already lost.
Yeah, game's done then.
Royal scored the fourth one. Target lost him in the box here. He had a header.
Aye, that was the one where, again, like, it's blindsiding it. It just doesn't seem coming. It's just kind of just spoons in as well, doesn't it? It's just like,
at this point, that their wing backs were having so much space and so much joy, it just turned into a game of men versus boys here.
which I think is because how Newcastle set up. We ask a lot of our midfield to press in the wide areas as well, and when they're already preoccupied with the front three of Kulusevski, Kane, Son, the wing backs have always got license to get right forward, high and wide, and it often is the case. Often is the case in a maybe three at the back that the wing backs get a lot of joy in the ball and seem to get a lot of space. If you think about how many goals Matt Doherty scored in like the Wolves' three at the back, he was always popping up with goals against Newcastle actually. But that's where I was quite surprised. I thought I wonder whether we'd go maybe five at the back and match them up a little bit.
So would you prefer to see us generally being a team that plays three centre halves or not two?
No, I would against Wolves, which we'll get into. I don't know. I think I'd like to see us go three at the back. I think.
Yeah, we'll talk about
The problem is the third centre half is going to be themselves. That's the issue, isn't it? But we'll get into that in a minute. But generally, I like us with four because I've always preferred three in midfield. Where three midfield and three up top means you can press and you can. But I think in this instance, we could have gone with the mould of what we did against Chelsea and try to match them up a little bit more. So I was quite surprised went four at the back. Not that I was like pining for three at the back, but if it worked, it would have been great. But it just didn't. But all in all, I think there was some context to take, like that be added in this. They're just a better side with far better players, and they're match winners or better match winners. Like clearly, I mean, Son and Kane are amazing, and Kulusevski in that mix is also making them a far better side. They used to be terrible in the ball in midfield because they used to have to either play a ball playing midfielder in Ndombele who couldn't do the rest of it, or they play the battlers in Skip and Højbjerg, who else am I missing? You know that.
Oh, there's one that did exactly
Harry
the
Winks.
same. Yeah, all three are exactly the same.
None of them can pass a ball. Well,
forward.
Wings can.
But they can, just not forward. Just side to side and backwards.
But now in Bentancur, they've got somebody who is neat and tidy and can pass a ball and dictates play more. So they're just a better side. The way Matt Doherty getting a run of games is good for them as well. So they're just a better side than Newcastle, which is why in the top four and which is why they're probably going to finish top four, top five. And Newcastle are going to finish bottom four, bottom five. So that's there is that context to take from this game, and we're away on the back of 4 away games in a row. It feels like to me that we are pining for St James's Park.
I just for that boost and like
I think so.
The fans. And how's comments after the game? Was he thought we went to chase the game too aggressively, and that's what left us open at the back. And you can see where we're coming from, because it's almost like we lost our heads and we lost
shape.
The shape, where that solid shape is what's been a sort of our strong point, like Dan Burn at the back. And
if you look at the shape we praised at Chelsea, you felt we were robbed. You could see the shape moving when the ball when the ball shifted across the back four, the back three of Chelsea. The press moved with it, and it was really good to watch. And I mean, there were spells in the game where we didn't have control of the game, but like we didn't look like sort of chaotic. But where this was like a throwback, but not a throwback to the good old like days of the 90s, a throwback to the shit old days of like 4 months ago. That's where this, which is I guess is the only worrying thing of that.
I think we've got to put it down to a bad day at the office. I still would take this. Well, the results we've had since the start of the year, you would still take this all day long.
Yeah.
And we've been ones to praise Target and Burns, saying he hadn't put a foot wrong, but I think they definitely dropped a few clangers where they were out of position, and that's what led to some of the goals. And
which probably proves why they played clubs like Newcastle and don't play at clubs like Spurs.
Yeah.
At this stage in their careers, at this stage in us as a club. So, and also you have to admit, it's probably some context to add the fact that Spurs are hitting momentum, they are hitting form, they are starting to get they could be make a real run for the top four. So those two factors involved, like roped in together. Yeah,
because that's Spurs. Everyone's saying, "Oh, they win, loss." They were inconsistent. That's the first time Spurs have won 3 in a row under Conte. So they're really starting to get some momentum. So Newcastle fans, take a deep breath.
Yeah,
it's going to be okay. We've got some big games coming up at St James's Park. We're still good.
I did like your tweet about don't go into meltdown whilst everyone else was going in a meltdown. You were like, it's okay, it's one defeat, don't go into meltdown, but the rest of Newcastle Twitter is melting down.
I know, like
Get rid of Howe, silly ASM.
Yeah, it was bonkers. I was on Twitter and I was like, fucking Maxi again, and like.
Where do you stand on that, by the way? Where do you stand on the Maxi stuff? Like, I know you see him. Is he potentially a better sort of impact sub? But where do you stand on this whole like sell Maxi, cash in 50 million?
No chance. Keep Maxi. I think with some more coaching, some more training to what Howe wants him to do, then I would keep Maxi. He'd be in the starting 11 all day long. He just needs to get better at the press, and he seemed to be doing that more at Tottenham in the first half. So there's not really any sort of positive performances to take from, but if you're going to try and pick one, Maxi looked lively and was trying to do something. And if you've listened to us before, Jan's been pro Maxi and I've been maybe should be coming off
pro shape is what you've been, pro press.
Yeah, being more Murphy help with the press. Maxi was maybe better coming off the sub as it sorry, coming off the bench as an impact sub. But in terms of selling them, that's just stupidity. That's got to be some clickbait. There's no way Newcastle bosses are thinking we want to improve, move up the table, and you're selling our best player, or what maybe our technical or best.
Or a Gator or a match winner, the guy can do it on the guy will win. Like you probably could just win a game on his own. I think the thing about St Maxim is the fact that he actually doesn't do the impact sub thing very well. It's like he doesn't. He should be a great impact sub. But he just doesn't do that very well. And all his best games, are bar a few when he came back from injury under Bruce, where he did come off the bench and make a few things happen. His best games would be when he started games.
But then he's still coming back from a bit of an injury himself. Newcastle overall haven't been on the best of form, and because he is known as a match winner, if he's not winning matches, then he's going to get a little bit more crap than the other players as well.
Yeah.
Especially because he's a little bit more vocal on social media as well, so he puts himself out there a little bit more.
And he also like he's a flamboyant player on the pitch. He's also flamboyant in his mannerisms. So when he loses the ball, he arms in the air or he thinks he's fouled. So, and I think fans
easy victim. He's easy for someone to pin it on him.
That's so true because fans forget that he is just a person. So what they want is like you dribbling with the ball, you go past somebody, you think you're being fouled. Fans expect you just to get up, forget about the foul, and just chase off the ball. Yeah. But in reality, you want to be like, ref, like I was fouled there. So like, people get your arms down and chase the ball. But it's just not going to happen. So, yeah. Anyway, on to potential brighter things in Wolves.
Yeah, so Wolves. We've got these big home games coming up now, where we have got Wolves. We've got Palace, we've got Leicester. Like these are games where,
I mean, they're not. None of them are really easy games, are they? Like,
no.
I mean, like the Burnleys and the Norwiches that you want to have at home. What I do for a Burnley at home next or a Norwich at home next.
Yeah, we've got them away coming up. So, I think from them three, who would you be?
I think they're all winnable. I think they're all at St James's Park. I think if you're Wolves, Leicester or Palace. Mm-hmm. None of them really want to come to St James's Park, really. I mean, it's not.
Nah.
Because 4 games away from home, like,
we're ready to
go mad. Like, I made the Leicester game, looking forward to that. But I think that they are all winnable. I think Wolves on Friday is winnable.
So let's go Wolves. So Wolves' last 5 performances, they've just beat Villa 2-1, lost at Leeds 2-3.
I mean, that was shambolic how they lost that
was
game.
Some comical defending. They beat Everton 1-0 away.
Everyone does except us. But
yeah, they beat Watford 4-0 at home, and they got beat 2-0 at Palace. So they're like the 1-3 from the last 2.
They are a bit hit and missy. They've got no Ruben Neves because he's out injured, which is a miss for them.
So, how would you want to line up against these?
I don't know. What do you? I'm not sure. Because part of me thinks that we should potentially go 3 at the back again.
Okay.
Try and get the wing backs high and wide. But
so while you're having a think, we put some messages on Twitter some polls on Twitter just before we came into this this afternoon to get out people's Newcastle fans' points of view. Wood up top, would you want Gale up top, or would you want Maxim like a false 9? And the numbers of our Twitter polls is Wood 58%, Gale 22%, and St Maximin 20%. So let that sink in first. That's the first
so I think for me, I voted for Wood.
Yeah.
Because it's more natural balance. Gale's had
Gale
his,
off, yeah.
He's had his day, man. He's getting cash in and get a few quid, get him to the championship.
But he's still got a couple of years left in his contract, and he's on decent money. He's going nowhere. No one's going to pay him what he's getting paid at Newcastle. So he could
get him loaned out of the championship, then get him off. He
could be just an expensive. I suppose we don't have to worry about money, but
but
in terms of fair play, it's definitely someone you could offload.
Yeah. Maxi played well when he played that role. Was it Everton? When we beat Everton, was it that game? I can't remember what game we played at Maxi recently, where he played the sort of false 9, and he played it well. But I just think it's a bit of a waste of him. Like,
but then I suppose you could maybe make the press work if you had Murphy up top, and saying that Maxi doesn't make the press, or is it
just going to be? Nah, I think you got to go Wood. I think the formula was working absolutely fine, and there aren't huge issues. 3 defeats in a row, but in reality, it's an unlucky one against Everton. A sort of a poor performance at Goodison where they are better. It's a robbery against Chelsea, and it's a battering against a side that are decent and in good form. That's going to happen certainly. So I wouldn't be changing too much in terms of the structure. I'd be frank. I mean, and Eddie Howe's not going to change it. He's going to back Chris Wood until Wilson's back.
Yeah, and then second one, I put from our starting 4 midfielders, who should be on the bench. Bruno 8%.
By the way, can I just mention the fact that Longstaff doesn't even get a shout at this?
I don't think he does, no. I know he started against Chelsea, but that was because of some injuries that was going on, wasn't there? Yeah. And that was maybe the week when we were resting players. But Bruno 8%, Joe Linton 15%, Shelby 36%, and Willock 41%.
I voted Shelby for this.
I voted Willock.
Did you? I voted Shelby. I just think that maybe we could have Willock and Joe Linton either side of a deeper Bruno. That's what I...
Say that again.
So we have Willock and Joe Linton either side of like a deeper Bruno. So Bruno plays the Shelby role. Okay. Essentially, that's what I... We have to transition out of John Joe Shelby at some point, and it's going to have to happen. Like, if we start next season, Shelby wearing the armband every now and then and playing like 33 games next season, then...
So... I agree. I'm kind of going to contradict myself here, but try not to. So I put Willock on the bench because I thought we need to get a result right now. And these home games are where we could really do that. So Shelby's still playing that holding role, which the points stats where Shelby playing versus not playing is insane, which I didn't realise.
I know, yeah.
It's how important he's been. So let's get some points on the board, but we need to start getting Bruno into this starting team. And I think it's been really good how Howe has brought him in slowly. But now we've got to he's like our luxury, expensive player who's like he's the jewel in the team right now, considering how much money we spend for him.
And when you watch him play, he's like oozes of class.
Yeah, he plays for Brazil, scored for Brazil, but not a regular in Newcastle who are fighting for relegation. So I still think we're going to be safe, but we want to secure that. So that's why I think Shelby has to stay in now. Bruno can obviously play the 2 types of roles, the holding or push forward, because he's got a passing him long and short, and he's better than all our midfielders anyway, bar maybe Joe Linton for the smash man he plays. But we need to start giving him that time to embed in the team now. So when it comes to the new season next year, he's already used to playing 90 minutes. He's up to the physicality, the speed of the Premier League.
Yeah.
Versus... he's done his graft, he's served his time, which was coming off the bench. Now it's like, look, we paid 40 million for this guy. Why is he not starting?
No, I'm all for Bruno starting. I think he's well. I agree with you. I think he's transitioning now, and he. If he starts less games than he doesn't start between now and the end of the season, I think there'd be a question mark over that. So I do agree, but it's who I think where we potentially disagree is who drops out for him. Although I wouldn't mind seeing Shelvey and Bruno. I think who would Wolves want to play against less? You probably want to play against
Willock.
You probably want to play against Willock less.
So you're changing your vote?
No, I voted for Shelvey to get on the bench. You voted for Willock to be on the bench.
But because of the format.
you changed your vote?
Maybe I am.
So that's what I think. So they've no Ruben Neves this week. I think he's injured still. Mm-hmm. So they've João Moutinho and probably Dendoncker. So they're not. João Moutinho's obviously like a touch of class, but he's also like 105. And Dendoncker is like grafted a bit of a battler and stuff, but he's not technically the most gifted.
Mm-hmm. Wolves just have a way of finding the results. They're in the position at the they're even like a long shout still for fourth, which I don't think they'll get.
Incredibly long.
But they're only a point behind Man United.
I mean, they're a shout for top 6 still, 100%. If one of the if the big ass teams has a bit of a wobble and West Ham can't cope with European football, Man United are just going to be.
I still think some Newcastle fans are looking like, it's Wolves at home, we should beat these.
No, they're a good side. These are a good side, but they are missing Neves, and the linchpin of their team has been Neves, Moutinho, that little anchor that they have. They've only got Moutinho playing, I think, in this game. Sure, Neves is injured. So who would you rather play against? He's probably going to rather play against John Joe Shelvey. Tell you who doesn't want to play against. Doesn't want to play against Joe Linton and Willock. And he doesn't want to play against Joe Linton, Willock, and Bruno probably, who brings more energy than Shelvey does. I think that if Shelvey's been a good servant to Newcastle, and I got on Shelvey's case maybe the last season quite a bit, but previous to then I was always pro Shelvey.
Yeah.
Because you need somebody to pass a ball. You need somebody. I know people like, well, he can't run, but he can pass, and like having the ball is also good, not just chasing it all day long. So like, I used to be like, although like some points last season I was like, I can't even defend some of this. Like some of this running. I mean, can't even walk. but I do think we now need to transition away, and Bruno's just like Shelvey times like 100. Do you know what I mean? So maybe I do think we need to transition. I'm not saying that's all season, but in this game, if I was Moutinho and Dendoncker in that midfield, who would I not want to play against? It would definitely be the hustle and bustle of Joe Linton and Willock.
But Bruno and Joe Linton could do the hustle bustle, and John Joe could still play there.
Yeah, I get that. I think Willock's got a goal in him, as well. Don't know. I think you get more energy from those three.
But coming off the bench, though, if you put Shelvey on the bench, Shelvey's not going to be the impact sub coming off the bench in the midfield. Whereas if you bring Willock off the bench, he's got some legs. Whereas we know
Shelvey's only got one.
Shelvey definitely hasn't. So
yeah, you can't plan your games on just what you're impacting the game off the bench, though, can you? You've got to plan your games on trying to win them in the first.
Substitutions are so important. And like, it's getting even more so next year when you're allowed, bring 11 subs on or something.
I don't mind that when we spend 250 million in the summer.
Yeah.
I don't mind being able to bring a full team on.
If we spend that.
I don't know. I do see your point. But for me, the bigger debate is, or the bigger thing I'm more, Bruno has to start. Bruno and Joe Linton have to start.
I agree. So, Shelvey and Willock, that's where we're disagreeing.
Yeah.
So let's put our teams. So we've got Dubravka.
Yeah.
Are we saying back four?
Yeah, I'll go back four. Yeah, let's go back four.
So Manquillo.
Yeah.
Shah.
Yeah.
Burn.
Yeah.
Target. Bruno, Joe Linton, and then we're gonna
We're
gonna leave the other one as we disagree. And Wood up top.
Yeah.
Fraser, and then I'm saying Maxi as well.
Oh, he's going to ASM. He's coming my way.
But if he doesn't press, there's going to be hell on.
Well, it's going to be hell on then.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, I think got of him.
And you result. What are you saying?
2-1 Newcastle. Just thought like bam, that was it. Haven't even thought of the result. That was just 2-1 Newcastle. St. Maxi, Shelvey. off the bench. Lung busting run. Diving head out the back stick.
Yeah. Counter attack. Shelby leading it.
Yeah.
1,
Runs
2.
past only Martinho.
Just a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I think it's 1-1.
I'd take 1-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, good side. I'll take 1-1.
Okay, cool. Well, I think we'll wrap it up there, mate. Unless any other points you want to raise?
Nah, that's it.
Anything else on? Oh, Twitter.
Oh, aye, Twitter, aye.
Yeah.
So Glen went viral on Twitter this week by digging out a couple of. So what did you said that you hoped that everyone went down, and that was it.
The tweet was because this got impressioned by 131,000 people, which is nuts. The tweet read, "Does anyone else want Everton to get relegated, or is it just me?" Now I knew there was obviously a few of the Newcastle fans, but you just
I think everyone else in our group chats.
You put out a tweet and I didn't think anything of it, and I was watching that it was Everton West Ham game was on. Picked up my phone, I was like, a few notifications, was like 10 likes. I was like, got 10 likes, that's alright. Watched a bit more of the game, then the phone was kind of berserk. And also it was like at 100, and then when you look at it, you can actually see the numbers going up. I'm like, what the bloody hell's going on here? And it just went absolutely nuts as people retweeted it, and some from the Everton side retweeted it, and then there's just been 48 hours of abuse from Everton fans, and
some of the Everton fans the abuse.
They were wishing illness on us. Well.
I hope we get the shits, Glen.
Yeah, illness.
Why are Newcastle fans so obsessed with Everton?
Yeah, and all the general shite that comes with it and whatnot, and comparing history. But then other Everton Newcastle fans started going each other in the feed, which just took it onto a whole new level. And I had to put my phone on silent and knock off notifications because for literally 2 days it's been bang, 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 bang. So
yeah. Viral fame. What are you gonna do? Newfound fame, Glen?
Probably just come in the Robin every Monday and do a podcast with you.
Aye, or even though it's Tuesday.
Oh, even though it's Tuesday, yeah. Because a little bit of a holiday and COVID going on, so apart from that, we're all good to go.
That's it, mate.
Yeah, so thanks for downloading, thanks for subscribing. Please make sure you do share this. We don't claim to know everything, but we're lifelong Newcastle supporters. We enjoy a beer, we enjoy talking Newcastle, we enjoy talking to all you. Ronnie, thanks for some of your comments as well. It's in Maximum, he thinks you should be in the false line. Everyone else who we spoke to throughout the whole week, thank you for jumping on our Twitter feed. You can catch me, my viral tweets at Glen NUFC.
So many viral tweets.
Oh, the second one got 10,000. I think I was off the back of the other one. So Glen_NUFC. Jan, you are Jan.
Yanis NUFC. What's the pod? What's the pod Twitter?
We are at NUFC Talk Pod. So if you want to get the channel directly, we're on TikTok as well.
Yeah, TikTok. TikTok stuff. Facebook
as well. Come and say hi. Thank you for downloading. Thank you for subscribing. Make sure you press the subscribe button on the YouTube channel because we want to do some watch alongs as well. Apart from that, have a great week. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know how you did in the quiz as well. Did you beat Jan? And we'll catch you next week. Have a great week.